4-1. It's a 4-1. The odds would be 4-1 that he against him, but or 3-1.
Well, that's not a favorite.
Well, I'm just saying it's slightly favorite to what else is out there. I mean, he took a break. We're on a break here.
Yeah, I would agree with the 4-1, but that means you're about 25% chance of doing it. Not
quite a favorite. Maybe
no, not a favorite. Which, I think that's probably reasonable, 4-1. But anyway, yeah, certainly it's going to happen often enough to make you sick if you're Mika.
Well, he's thinking to himself, wow, I wish I would have shot that ball now. And I think he's got to look back at the break shot. I think he made a mistake on the break shot.
Yeah, well, clearly that was not.
I think that was the blaster.
Yeah, exactly. You needed to draw it heavy, but I really think that he thought that it was going to be in the middle of the table. He was drawing it real easy, and it just floated all the way to the end rail.
Well, it's a good lesson if you ever think that you're going to maybe end up short of a rail. Make sure you load up enough to make sure you hit the rail and come back on even cross rail shots. Be the same way.
Yeah. Yep.
I think once he gets a couple racks on the table, you're going to see him marching around the table too.
Yeah. Yep. He's a fast player. I think he's faster than Mika, right?
Oh, that was pretty quick.
He's fast. Maybe not.
Well, Mika's at the halfway point to win.
Yep.
I think that 5 coming over to 13 is going to be key right here toward the end, or even now.
Yeah, I think right now. I think right now.
Because he might be leaving the 12.
I think so. Yeah, he's going to leave that.
Folks, if you're looking at the rack here, now from this angle, if you're right-handed, you'd want the cue ball about where it's at now, compared to left hand on the other side. And the reason being is you can reach across the table easier from one side. So a left-hander would want their break shot right where that 12 ball is now as much as possible, unless you're Jason Shaw.
Yeah, he plays a lot of
He plays the other side.
Yeah, I always thought there was something wrong with him.
You said that earlier. You said earlier 2/3 of his 52 racks was from the opposite side, right?
Yeah, I said that. I was surprised how many there were.
Well, a little high for that 13. Whoa.
He's okay.
Shoot the 14 and draw out. What would you do?
I
shoot the 14 and draw out to the rail and go 13 next.
Yeah, you don't even need to hit the 13 next.
Well, somebody should just leave the 8 ball for the break shot now.
Yeah, I guess so.
13 looks like it could be in the rack.
It's in the rack. Yeah,
it's got to be the 8 or 6.
Yeah,
more likely the 8.
I don't know. 6 is good. Either one.
I think he just is punching through this rack. There was no map, obviously, here. If I was shooting this 12 ball, he's got to worry about bumping into these other balls. So I think he's going to shoot the 7 and come back over for the straight. Probably has with leaving, if he takes the 7, 13, then 12, is getting back above the center of the table to finish off the 4, 6, and 8.
So, yeah. Wimpy was from this area, I guess, right? Are you from this area?
Okay. What was the question?
Are you from this area too then, Bob?
Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Real close to Washington,
D.C. So close,
D.C.
yeah.
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Yep.
Now,
because Wimpy lived here.
Wimpy is from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. It's the only city he's ever lived in.
Oh, okay.
Which is about 70 miles from here.
Okay. Yeah.
He drank 10 orange sodas a day. He loved them.
Oh, wow.
And all the hot dogs and hamburgers he could
Yeah,
find.
right.
Okay, folks, and give an announcement here. Fedor Gorst's second match, he ran 125. He just ran 125 again, continued his run, and he ended up with 177 for a new tournament high run so far.
Oh.
He just passed Francisco Sanchez Ruiz's run of 162. So he's at 177. I'm sorry I didn't have that. We don't have that on video right now. For the people out there that bought the pay-per-view, then they could have seen that where they can watch every table. Can we get some information on that, Al, please?
Hit me with it, Bobby.
Yeah, can we get some information on that? Fedor Gorst just ran 177. So you're watching a free live stream here. We do have a pass where you can watch all the rest of the tables and choose which tables you wanted to.
Correct.
So you want to be able to watch that live if you follow through with the pay-per-view.
Fedor Gorst ran what?
177.
177 on one of the outside tables, folks. On site, SITE, pool.com/Upstate Al, and get your pay-per-view there, and you can you can see all the scores, you can see the matches, go switch from table to table. Thanks for that information. Wow, 177 and out. Gee.
Yeah. Are people allowed to review the videos through the on-site? So they can go back there and rewatch the 177?
Absolutely.
And we can post a link through that in the comment section?
Absolutely.
Okay, we will be posting a link here momentarily, folks, so y'all can get that. If you want to go ahead and go to the link that's getting ready to get posted here by Zach, then you'll be able to go through and be able to buy the small little purchase here and review the 177 that just happened by Fedor Gorst.
Thanks, Bobby.
He'll walk by and he'll say something. Well, he's an absolute monster for sure.
Fedor? Yeah. Yep.
He just come off a big win. He won the tournament this last weekend. No rest, no nothing. Got on an airplane, came straight here. Nice little $25,000 payday he got, and then he's grinding out for a few more dollars here.
Yep.
Okay, back to filler. This is his second rack on his way to
He just nudged the 14 out. That was nice.
This could be his second rack on his way to the 126, right?
Yes. Yep.
Now, an interesting factor is that he will have to go into the 10th rack, okay, because the 126 is a number, but the problem is 140 is a number. And the 126 being a number, he started with 2 balls out of this rack before he started. So if he is going after the 126 and out here, he will have to go into the 10th rack of balls. 9 racks will not cut it. He will fall short by 2 balls. Quick math there, Bob. Because Mika had 2 balls come out of this rack, right?
Yeah, he did have. No, he only had 1 ball.
Okay, well, 1 ball, you minus 1 off because 9 racks is going to be 126.
Right.
Okay. So he was minus 1 when he started.
He was minus 1 when he started, yeah.
And then Mika got 1. So there's 2 balls, 2 different there, which comes into the 10th rack. So he'll need 9 racks and 2 balls here if a miracle happens and he gets to 126 and out. I don't know why I'm calling so far away, but I've got this feeling because this guy's a monster that just something can happen.
Oh yeah, he definitely could do it.
Ben, you realize now, even into the second rack, when you talk about his speed is twice as quick this rack as what it was last rack. He's moving pretty good. Now he's gonna, no matter what he shoots here, he's gonna, unless he comes up through the middle, I think the cue ball is gonna be traveling 2 rails to the 14. Well,
Yeah,
maybe not
2
now.
or even 1, you know.
No, I think he's
But
going
this
to have
looks
to
like- this
go back
looks
up,
like 2.
to center here. He's kind of wide.
Yeah.
There you go. Little parallel here, so he's going to be drawing this cue ball. Okay. So that puts him on 26, is that correct? Or 20, what is the score? Okay, 26.
27, I think. Or 26, yeah, because he had -1. He did have -1.
That's the second rack, 7 more and 2 balls to go. All right, 1 second here, guys. All right, we got it back straight. Sorry about missing the break shot there, but we have 8 tables going at one time here through our system. And in the comment section, folks, tune in right now. Zach Goldsmith with Digital Pool has just put up the link here to onsitepool.com/upstateal/table24-stream-1025-2022-131-220/. Anyway, you can just click it, folks. You don't have to type all it in. Just click the link. It'll give you an idea right there. That will give you the layout of everything that you need to do. And you can go right to, after this match, you'd want to see this, but you can go right to the Feder Gorst 177 ball run. And then you can also go back to earlier today on table 22, or yesterday, I'm sorry. Yesterday where FSR, the number 1 9-ball player in the world, ran 162, Bob.
I was doing the commentary on that match.
Oh, great.
And it was 163, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't think he scratched on the last shot or something. But it should be, I think it was 163. He had 154 and he made 9. But anyway, good run, good player. Somebody's going to beat that, though, this week.
177?
Yeah, 177. They'll be in the 200s, I think.
Well, one thing that does affect things is the air. We have rain coming in Thursday a little bit. That might affect something. And a lot of people in the place also will make the tables play a little bit wet, a little damp.
Yep.
And this place is packed full of people.
Yep. What
So
was
that
last year,
177 is really an incredible number right now.
Yep. I mean, I would not be surprised if this fellow does it.
It can happen here.
Yeah.
They do have a 330 bonus for the players. They run 330. It's $1,000.
Don't know if anybody's going to do that. They certainly could, but that's a taller order.
I wouldn't care if they run 900. It'd be fine with me. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
I wanted me to win it. God damn it. I got live on me with the run. I just played 3 overfeeders. Fuck. In a row. Cooley, Darren, and
All right, folks, there it is again.
Gets to go into
There's a
6
link
and
right
7.
here for Zach Goldsmith to put on there. Click that link for on-site pool. You can watch 8 different tables playing.
He's going to have to bump that 8 in the next
Just barely.
soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got multiple ways here to do it, but it's going to start with the 6 and 9.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, maybe he's going to shoot the 2
and the 3
the 2
and
blue
then,
balls.
and then the 6
Oh,
9
no,
and
he's going 5
and-
ball.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right,
That's
so he's
5.
going to. So you think he's going 5, 10, 6, 9, 7?
No, I think it'll be 5, 6, 9. Oh, yeah, that's what he's going to do.
5, 9,
You're right,
6,
5,
9,
10.
7. Or
6,
5,
9,
yeah.
6, 9, 7. Yeah. Or 3, whatever that ball is by side pocket. Is that the 3 or the 7?
It's 3 ball. Yeah.
We could have done either
Now,
way.
the key thing here is, either way, but you just want to get as straight as this ball as you can.
Yeah. But he's going to be perfect.
But as a
on
smart
this.
player, you see that he took that angle wide instead of short through the middle, in case he did have to manipulate the angle.
That side pocket's a
I
pretty
like
big
I like
pocket,
rolling
though,
this ball
too.
right to the rail and bouncing out 3 inches. That's good.
That's about what he did. Yeah.
These balls are going to explode because you know where they're hitting between the second and third ball.
Yeah, and he's going to follow this right through. Yeah, going to go right through the rack.
Welcome, Chris Bruner, one of our great players from Virginia, online. $70-40. 6 more racks and 2 balls.
Uh-oh.
Oh, a little stucky here, but it looks like that. It looks to appear to be the 12 ball. We'll run that into the 4 ball. Or not. Smash him around some more. Got a beautiful 10 ball here for a break shot.
Yeah. And he's clearing the 9, right? Is he? He's have a shot on that 13 on the rail?
I think he's going to shoot the 13 and come up above where the 7 and 1 is. Then he'll have the option if he gets straight to the 6, he might pick that off. If not, he'll go back to the 1 ball. 13-1 is a shot unless he gets to 13-6. What do you see from here, Bob? Was he going to draw back out, or what's he going to do?
I don't think so. He could just punch right over the 9. He's straight in. Hard to tell from here.
He's like aiming low and hitting high when he's shooting through the ball. So he's got a long, fluid stroke. All right, going 2 rails with a cue ball here, looking up table for the 3. Well, he's definitely not shooting a 3.
You know, it's so hard to pick patterns for these players. He
hasn't shot any tough cut shots yet, that's for sure. Like the 3 ball, that's not tough, but he hasn't shot anything that hard yet.
No, And if you're playing good straight pool, you're not going to. I think.
Sometimes you used to watch the fans and the bleachers, just happened here earlier too. Good straight pool will put you to sleep.
Supposed to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Lassiter fell asleep in the '69 World Championships when he was playing Cicero Murphy. Did you ever see that video?
I didn't see it. No.
He fell asleep. Cicero ran 80 on him, but Lassiter still won.
Yeah. Well, Lassiter played a challenge match with Willie Mosconi, 1,000 points, and he said, geez, he never hit a hard shot, and I could do that.
In 1972, I didn't know it until I found out actually just a couple of years ago where Hopkins had played Lassiter in a challenge match in New Jersey to 1,200.
How old was Lassiter then?
Well, let's see.
In 76, he'd have to be
72.
72?
Yeah, so let's see, 69. It's 2000. And he was born in 1919, so 72 is 53.
Yeah. He's playing.
He's got to do something with this 9 ball's in a tricky spot here.
Yeah,
It really is.
he got funny on the last ball he shot. What was that, the 2 ball or something?
He's got to find a way to get to this 9 ball. Unless he ends up making a small triangle at the end and using a 9 drawn out for the 10. So I think he's going to shoot the 6. he's got to slide over for this 9, and that's a big commitment when you don't have a insurance ball. But he didn't have a hard shot.
Right.
Now here's another thing too. Do you bump the 15?
I don't think so. I think that is he going up for just above
The
it?
15 must pass then.
Yeah, I think it does. So a lot of these guys play for that 3 ball as their last ball.
Yeah,
I'm not that crazy about that, but
no.
especially when the other 2 balls were so far down here. But that's what he played for, I think.
Now he wants to get toward the center of the table a little bit. He doesn't want to stay on the rail over here.
Right.
So he can just bounce out. He wants to get the cue ball where it's at now, but about a foot to the left of where it's at now. Fell a little short, but he's going to be okay.
That's pretty good. It's a little flat, but not a lot. Okay.
5 racks and 2 balls now, Bob. We'll get this job done.
So,
5 racks.
yeah,
and,
that was a
5 racks and 1 ball now. Yeah.
pretty pretty big, mistake on the break there. What seems like it's going to be very costly to Mika.
I think yes.
Because
Does he draw back up here and get to the 7 next? Ooh, wow, I didn't
think
understand
that's what he was trying to do.
I didn't understand that shot. He's got to cut the 7 in now.
Yeah.
Does the 1 ball pass here?
I don't think so.
Can we get an angle here, Al?
I don't think so. No, I think he's stuck on that.
Let's see if we can get a little angle here.
Gonna have to shoot that 7.
Yeah, I believe, Bob, you're right. I think
And the
it's,
side,
it's
that's
close.
tough. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to make
All
that.
right.
Though. That 1's got not even a half a pocket.
He's still looking at it. He wants to shoot that
Yeah,
ball.
of course, it's easier than 7. But
All right, 7 ball on the side.
there's no way that ball goes. You know what? The 11-9 is closer to going than the 1. But anyway, great shot.
Expect nothing less.
Yeah, yep. Looks like that 6 goes. He might be best off to shoot it now if it goes.
All right, Al's going to get us back to the full screen, Al. Thank you, Al. All right.
And maybe it doesn't go, but it's close.
What he doesn't want to do is get stuck. So if
Well,
if he's gonna bump these balls, he should leave the 8. He's got a tough decision here.
Well, I think he really
because-
wants to shoot that 6 but it may not go.
Well,
He
he
may not
doesn't
be able to get by.
You got to watch because if you bump the 5, see what I like to do is bump the 1 off the 11 and make a break shot here. Oh, he hit it too hard. The 5's still okay though. That's why going into the balls you want to leave the 8 in case the 10 ball it looks like gets bumped, or 12. I can't tell the color. Maybe the 8 doesn't pass.
I don't think the 8 goes. That's why I think you'd like to shoot that 6 soon. I don't think the 8 goes.
He's going to spin out. Okay. Well, there it solves that problem. 15-9.
So he must be playing the 5 for the break there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot the 15, then he's gonna take out the 6 and the 8.
Yep.
He's got to get rid of those 2 balls on the back rail, and the best time to do it is now.
Yeah.
Shoot the 15 here and roll it to the rail.
Well, he could shoot the 9 next too, but yeah. But at some point soon, he's got to go to the end rail.
And at that point is now, I believe. He looked to see if the 8 ball passed. It isn't going to matter now because he can shoot the 6 ball and draw off the back rail and bounce up and play the 8 after the 6. Oh, he got straight into it. That's even better. And don't forget he's got that 1 ball over there.
Well, I think that those are the perfect 3 balls, the 1, 9, and 11 on the side.
For you folks,
that's what I think he's going to go for.
For you folks at home, a very common thing that you look at when you're looking at balls, look for patterns. Right now, you want to look for 3 balls that appear in some type of pattern, like the ball rack, that he can, and don't have not so much the same separation, but something in a triangular pattern at the end of the rack is a very common thing to finish the racks off with. So he's got to come with this 3 ball, draw back here for the 1. Okay, now can you kind of see the triangle pattern here with the 11, 5, and 9? What it is then, when he goes to leave 1 ball, he doesn't want a lot of movement leading to the very last ball. Kind of a stop shot, right, Bob?
Yeah.
Your last shot?
He must have a funny angle on the 1, because otherwise I would think he'd go into the 1, 9, and then the 11.
Well, he's actually, looks like he's grabbing for an extension. He may be shooting the 9.
He might have to shoot the 9.
Yeah, I like the angle on the 1.
I do too. But he must think it's funny. Maybe because his hand would be in the way of the 5 or so. I don't know. But he didn't like it.
Got the same angles. Well, not quite the same, but similar now. So.
Well, he's straight in on the 1.
Well, he's got to draw the cue ball back and put it where it's at now.
Yeah. It would have. I think it would have been easier to
Just
make
put
the 1
make the 1 and put the cue ball right where it's at now.
Yep.
Back where you got it from.
Perfect.
And you're right about that.
Anyway, what does he have now? It's going to be 68?
Yep. Okay, I'm going to get down to 4 racks and 2 balls.
Yeah.
As my small outside 4-1 odds on him getting out were. I didn't go out on a limb, though. Maybe the diving board, but not the plank, you know. Smash. Who does that remind you of hitting those balls that hard?
Oh, Thorsten loves
Absolutely.
to do. Yeah, Thorsten loves to do that one. Sometimes you hit him so hard that he breaks balls. Like right here, he's gonna have to move something to get a break ball.
You got to move multiple. The problem he has right now is the 3 goes in the side, but the combo is like almost not a shot with the 3-8. It'd be very difficult. Otherwise, he'd take it out now.
Right.
So what he's got to look at now is being careful bumping this 15-13. He might shoot the 6 and just ease into it now, knowingly he has, the 2 or 4 up table or the 7 or the 1 back across on the side. Do you see that?
Yep.
So what would be your choice? Go tapping now with all the balls on the table and start breaking clusters?
I don't like tapping it from the 6. I don't like doing that.
I like clearing the outer frame right now.
I like shooting the 14 on the side angle with the ball on the bottom to go into those 2 balls. And then I'm coming into those other balls.
I like that as long as you go into the left rail first, not straight at it, because you can get stuck. I like going to the side rail, 1 rail.
Yeah. You can do that.
And
you
just
can do it that way.
tapping it, or playing position for the 13 and leaving the 15 as a break shot. If you can get over here and play the 13 in the bottom right corner, lead a 15 for a break shot, you don't have to work any harder anymore this rack.
Yeah, right. But that's tricky position there.
Well,
if
there's a guy I want to shoot that shot for position, it'd be him.
Yeah.
Well, he elected the pass. We just can't forget about.
He's clearing more balls.
Well, I think he's going to be trying to get to this 3 ball on the side. Not yet.
Yeah, it really could be one of the last balls though, because that 8 will be okay for. I mean, they play those in the top corners. So I think it's more critical to get it.
I still think he's going to slide
these
down.
2 balls down on the bottom.
I still think he's going to slide down for pushing this 13 ball.
Yeah, I know he's coming. Right, he does. His voice does.
There's a 3 and a side.
Yeah.
That's like hitting it with ball in hand or something. The speed was great. And he has already taken the lead from Mika. The actual score right now would be 74-70. All right, a little tricky here. He's going to draw across and play the 7 ball down the rail.
Yeah, I actually think he was on the wrong side of the 3. Just
Yeah.
a little bit, but, still good.
I would take that little bit if I was playing position.
Yeah, yeah. Now if he rolls down, he could get on the short side of
I agree.
that 15 or 11.
I agree.
And these 2 balls in the middle, he can make a break shot out of that.
Well,
nudging
this
those.
is kind of what I thought here, but he's got the one thing he don't want to do is come along, because then he'll end up having to shoot the 2 or bumping the 15. So
Right.
it's really key to have this ball fall right at that second diamond where he can cut it and come back up for the 2 ball or above and play the 11 ball. It's tricky. He knows it. He's taking his time.
Yep.
He needs that cue ball to sit right on that second diamond, right where he's at. See, he's got a stick there, right there. He realizes he has a backup ball, which you always want to have what's called a plan.
I almost think he'd be better to play the top ball rather than the bottom ball.
But, you mean play the 15?
The 15, yeah.
Well, if he falls short, he can do that.
Yep. But I mean, I'd be playing to play short. You know what I mean? Not playing to the 11.
How'd he hit it?
I think he got perfect.
Jeez, what a great roll that was. That was a good shot. Now here's the decision here. You just draw out and get to the 11, or you going to mess with the 2 ball? Perfect. Look at this.
Yeah.
That was just as good as the last shot.
Yep.
I think he'd really rather be a little straight in. He doesn't want to bump this 15. If he does, he's going to hit down on it and slightly draw and just nick it so he can get straight to the 15 in the same corner. I'm sorry, that's the 9.
Yeah.
Or is that the 13? I'm not sure.
I
But
think
either
it's the
case.
9.
Okay.
Now he's perfect, though.
Sure is. Thank you kindly. Well, I'm at a loss for words here.
Well, I think that the 15 was a little low, and since he bumped the 9, he decided that was a better break shot anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 82, and 3 racks and a couple balls away. So you think he'll run more than 177?
Well, let's get to the 126. But
Yeah.
boy, I don't know. I didn't put a line on that one, but I just really I really felt that he was going to run 126. But he's got a mess here. Nothing goes in the bottom pockets. It's just a 7 ball unless you see something I don't see.
No, I mean the 1 ball. This kind of guy could make that, or the 7 ball.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry, Bob.
no, go ahead.
All right, for all the players that are listening here, that are in the event here, we have a mandatory Wednesday meeting, reception at 7:30. All players in the American 14.1, we have a Wednesday meeting reception at 7:30 p.m. Thank you.
That's what he shot. That 1 ball. But I just watched the Jeffery, DeLuna, and Alex, and you know these guys just make so many shots. They don't miss any of those.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I only watched the last half of it.
Oh, okay.
So I think the first half was a little bit tougher.
Well, you know, it was a great match for DeLuna. He's never played in a straight pool tournament in his life, and he beats Alex in a tournament.
Right. Well, it showed because he
He didn't even know the rules.
He you could tell that he wasn't comfortable playing, but he got a little bit more comfortable later on.
Sure did. And you watch that guy play 9-ball, he breaks them as hard as about anybody that's ever lived. Top 5 hardest breaks ever. I don't know. Who did you ever know that broke the balls hard? You got a guy up your way, that DeShane guy.
Yeah, he breaks them hard. Yeah.
Hardest I ever seen probably was John Cachero or Larry Neville.
Charlie Bryant, he breaks them hard.
Yeah. Can you believe at the Derby City this year, they had a break contest, and Charlie Bryant was in it, and Fedor and Jason came down to the hardest breaks in the finals. They did it by mile per hour.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we got Jason Shaw in the house here. Say hello.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up?
All right.
How's this match going?
Right
Fast,
now,
pretty fast.
Mika come out and ran 70 plus, 71 and fouled. And then Joshua's.
I need to go to the bathroom.
All right, Jason Shaw. How you doing, Mr. Shaw?
Not bad.
Mr. 714 Eagle Eye, what do we call you?
I'm not sure what to call me anymore.
Oh, okay.
Just call me Jason.
Okay, we'll call you Jason. Okay, Mika started out and he had a bad scratch on a shot. He got the 71 -1. Fielder started out -1. He's on a run now. He's
he got kissed-
82
he got
plus
kissed.
the rack here. So Mika's not got back to the table.
Oh, so he's on a run of 80.
Well, he's actually, if he clears the rack here, it'll be 96.
96, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see any problems in this rack.
No,
I'll probably leave the orange ball for the break ball.
Your good friend Federer just ripped off a
Or the
177.
8,
Really?
either one.
Yes.
He was on 177?
He ran 125 his second match and didn't continue. He just ran 177 from a continue. He's the new high run leader.
Yeah, I'm surprised he shot that ball there.
I think he's going to play the 8.
Yeah, he's going to play the 8, but I would have left that ball there because the ball that he's shooting now would have been my second last ball.
Yep, but he's going to leave that 3 ball as the last ball.
He's going to shoot the 3 and bounce out one rail for the 8.
Yep.
No, he's going to shoot the 3 now.
No.
No?
No, 7-12 stop.
See, I don't like playing that shot that he's playing because you can either underhit it or you can overhit it.
Well, when the 8 ball's out and it's that close to the rack, you can end up short and have too wide a shot, or you can go over too far
Yeah,
to
that's
the
why
middle of the table.
That's why I'm surprised they didn't just leave these balls over here, roll the 4 ball in as the second last ball, and leave the cue ball a little bit further than it is now.
He can end up getting parallel here.
Yeah, it would have been.
And look at here, he got
perfect.
parallel. No,
Nah, he's good.
that's
That's perfect.
He's fine, but he didn't have much angle here.
I think the other way you don't have to play shape.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
It's just
ball.
you just
It's a
roll
stop ball.
stop ball.
But this is good. I mean,
Yeah, of course you would take that, but I feel like playing a lot of straight pool recently, I feel like instead of having to move the cue ball,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
no
just roll a
question.
ball in and you're on the break ball. You know, like I said, there's a lot of different angles that you can go in
Yeah.
from, but he's left-handed, so
I think he liked the left-hand
Yeah.
shot too. That's right.
yeah, he can stretch a little bit more.
He
less,
likes
sorry.
it better than you, Jason.
Yeah, do you know what's strange though? I like coming in from the other side, which might sound
I
funny.
know. No, I watched the tape. You do it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
going in from the other side because when I'm coming in from the other side, I feel like I can judge it a little bit more.
Huh.
Right, I got to step out.
All
Nice
right.
talking to you.
Thank you, Mr. 714, the world record holder. Hey, folks. Okay, spend a minute here if y'all want to here. We'd like to get these viewerships up. I'd like to double the viewers here if we can, especially with Phil getting ready to, looks like potentially run the match out and go for the high run. Click your share button on your page. Share the page. It's just a simple click. And let's see if we can get these viewerships up. So that share with all your friends. And your 8-ball friends, 9-ball friends, straight pool friends, they'll be out there. They will watch this. You have multiple world champions here playing in a really tough match. And right now, Joshua Filler is on a run. Let's see, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 3, -1. He's actually at the exact 100-ball mark right now. 96 plus 3, you start at -1.
Yep.
That's 4. He's at a 100-ball run right now as we sit. So click the share button, folks, and let all your friends see this.
Yeah, and he's not breaking a sweat.
No, this is a tough rack, though, Bob.
Oh, he'll be okay here.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's got a little bit of work to do here. He hasn't produced a break ball except the 10 right now.
Yeah, but he's got
Unless he can draw the 14 off the 11 or the 15. No, he's still short.
that 10 ball is a break ball right there.
That's the only ball he's produced.
Yeah, but there are 3 balls around. He's still.
He's going to put extension on, shoot this 1 ball, and draw it back, I think.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to shoot this stripe in the side and bump it. That's craziness. I think he's going to reach for this.
Yeah,
Just
he's
draw it
gonna
back
shoot
for the
this.
9 or something. Well, I don't think he's going to shoot the 9 now.
Yeah, it pays the bills here. Hit. It's not anything extravagant. Oh, you didn't? I wish. Maybe someday.
Is that a 15-7 combo on? Or does it go in?
I don't. Well, yeah, it might.
How about shooting
but,
the
but,
9?
you know,
How about shooting
you
the
have to
9 and
shoot
bump
the-
these balls and have the 4 as your insurance?
Yeah, I like that.
Well,
He didn't.
well, there.
He's gonna move him with a 10.
Well, if he does that,
If
he's
he
going to
comes
have.
into
He's
the
got to push.
14,
He's got to push
gonna
the 14.
Yeah, he's gonna get a shot on that. Oh, he didn't hit it.
You would have had to break my right and left arm for me to go in those balls when that 10 ball was already set.
Yeah, that was. Well, it didn't pan out on that one.
No,
But you know what? The 11 ball, he has it. It's not great, but it's okay.
The
He might
yeah.
have to just.
Well, he's not.
take his medicine now.
Well, maybe he'll shoot the 7 ball and tap it over. I would.
Yeah, he could.
I would. I'd
But-
shoot. I'd shoot the
but
7 and
it's,
tap the 15 over.
It's a little bit funny.
Well, it's funny now.
But
It's acceptable.
yeah. Well,
You could just not touch it anymore and have your shot.
you bunt that over, you might not have a shot on the 14.
Well, he's
And
got
you're gonna
two
have to shoot up table. Those are not.
side pocket shots are not favorable.
They're not. Those are not easy. I like leaving it. But it ain't no picnic either way.
I like bumping.
He's gonna have to. I think he is gonna bump it, but that's why he's taking his time here.
Well,
because
the angle's
you may not
tricky.
have a shot after that.
If you bump it too hard, you're against the rail. You're dead. You're dead. You go to a side pocket break. I think he's just going to barely just hit down and just try to barely tap this ball. Well, guess not. Well,
I think he's just taking his.
I'll tell you what.
medicine.
If that ball had fell in, he was going to have a problem. I think you're right. If that ball had fell in, he would have had problems.
Yeah, it would have. Well, and bunting that 11, that whatever that is, 11 ball. He bunts that, and he stops right there. He'd be in similar shot. Really tough because he's
Well,
too close to the 14.
He's
It'll be
shooting this
tough.
shot here, the 14. If he's not going to play a side pocket break shot, he has to get to the 7 now. Because that way, the two end balls leading, that would be your little triangle, and he doesn't have much cue ball movement. Well, I'm wrong again.
I think he's going to shoot this 12 or. Well, looks like he is going to shoot a side pocket.
Yeah, he's got to
Break
go.
shot.
He's got to get past between the 12 and 7 here and play the 7 next.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall on the rail. Won't no harm if he does, but you don't want to. He's managed to.
He just has to get straight in on the 6.
Yeah.
He'll be okay.
Well, that's the key thing. What you just said.
But it's pretty easy from here. He's got a nice angle. All right, what does he need? One rack and 2 balls. That's what he needs.
1 and 2.
Well,
No, hold on. He's going to need. He
he's-
needs
he's-
19. He needs 18. So he needs.
gonna need-
He needs 1 and 4.
is that right?
Yes.
No, it can't be right.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay. 1 and 1 is how they have it here. I thought the score should. He needed 9 and 2 to run out. Now it's 9 and 1. So he needs to run this rack out here. In
He
one
needs
ball.
the full rack. He just needs the full rack.
Yes,
Yeah.
he doesn't need a break ball, but he will play for a position for that. You want to know why? Because he's going for the high run.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
where you really have to decide if you're playing to win the match or you're playing for some after prize,
Well, some days you can have it all.
You know, you know, back in the day, I heard a story where they used to play that straight pool league in Lisbon, New Jersey. Steve Mizrak, they used to play 150. He would foul automatically from the beginning, so he'd have to run under over 150.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in case anybody else run 150, he'd have 151 or 152, so he could win the high run prize.
Right.
And evidently, when you're trying to do it, you were capable of doing it too.
Well, that guy could really play. He was so smooth.
Yeah, certainly. Looking at a picture of him on the wall right there.
Yep. Yep.
70, 71, 1972, and 1973. U.S. Open straight pool champion 4 years in a row.
Yep. Great straight pool player. Great player. Shouldn't say straight pool.
All game.
Just played a great player.
Most commonly known for the Miller High Life commercial.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks, Steve Mansfield. Appreciate that. Okay. Bob, you want to tell us your name here for people who are asking? Where you're from?
Oh, Bob Medengen. I live in Connecticut.
And you're in the tournament today? This whole event?
I am in this event. Yep. Yep.
Great.
Yep.
My name is Bobby World Pro Chamberlain. I'm the founder and promoter of the Legends of Pocket Billiards. You can find everything that we do there at the Legends on our Facebook page, Legends of Pocket Billiards. You can also send an email if you need to, legendsofpocketbilliards.com. At gmail.com. Have exciting things coming up. We've had a lot of Jason Shaw recently on his quest to break 1,000. We have a women's event that will be starting here, it looks like December or the first couple weeks of January. Looking forward to it, and that event also will be an event for cancer awareness, so it will be a benefit event also. So happy to see that.
Is he bumping out this 15?
If he's going for a high run, he is.
Yeah.
No, that tells you what's on his mind right now.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
Well, Bob, how do you like the 4-1 that I put at the beginning?
Well,
I accidentally said
it's
even
it's
money,
real good
but
now. Well, it's better than even money now.
well, yeah, it wasn't quite even money from the beginning.
No. Would you have taken that bet? I wouldn't have taken that
No,
bet.
4-1 I would have.
Oh yeah, 4-1, but not even money. I don't think you could bet.
You notice how the runs are getting higher and higher right now. We got a 163. We got a 177.
Yeah. Yep.
And right now we have a 126 and out possibility that might be happening, and it does look like it's going to happen. A little tricky to the 14. He needs to get this ball in the side pocket or a perfect angle for the 14.
Yeah, I like that.
He's felt really
great.
nice here.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to get an angle here where he doesn't have to draw. He can just roll it to the rail, but it looks like he might draw it back. Okay. He will be playing for just one ball, but he put this ball in position. So right now he's at 9 racks and 1 ball. He's at 1, 2, 4. Once they get the score marked up, folks. A million pennies or pesos there, Zach? A Snicker bar and a clear bar tab. I don't know. Some of these guys can put it away. I don't know what the prize was. I know if you run 3/3, 1,000, I think it's 500 a day. This match is over. He has run 126 and out, Bob.
Yeah, great.
I'm glad we didn't bet a C note on that.
Me too.
Yeah. Wish we would have, but that's okay.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I like the sociable wagers, but we're good here. Didn't mean to call it out from the beginning. I just felt like he could get there.
You know, I'd say it's even money that he gets the high run today.
I think he's a favorite now.
Yeah, at least even money. Yeah.
This is a tricky rack, but notice how he didn't blast that rack. He was worried about winning the match.
Well, he wanted to make sure he won.
Now, he did win the tournament last year. He did not win the high run. I think Federer got the high run. Am I right? Or did Federer win the high run too?
I thought he had the high run.
Okay, because I know Shane had 204. Federer had 2. I think he had 221, didn't he?
He had 200 ball runs.
Well, 221 was the high?
I don't know, but he had 2 of them, and I thought he had the high. Maybe not, but that 5, 2, 3 looks dead or pretty close.
Well, it's not gonna matter now because he's gonna be bumping them.
Yeah. Yep. Wow.
Well, Bob, let's sit in here and see what happens for the rest of this.
I got nothing else to do.
You got an 8 o'clock match?
I don't. Oh, I'm off for the day.
Okay. Okay, folks, stay in tune. And don't forget that he started this with -1. So when the score comes up, if he runs this rack out, it will say 138. But it will end up being 139. Well, he's caused a problem here, though.
Got the 14, but boy.
How's he going to get down there?
Yeah, that's going to be tricky, those 2 balls. He tied them up.
He's got no choice. I think he's going to have to try to jack up and push to 11 and shooting a 7 and drawing down for the 2 or 6.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because the 7 on the side and
well, here goes a break
down.
ball.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Sometimes you got to sacrifice.
Does he play position or does he bump it? I like sliding down with no bump.
Yeah, he's got to get these balls first before he does anything more.
Well, he's looking at pushing the 2 into a break spot.
You know what is that? 13 out or the 9, whatever that ball.
It's
is?
high. He's going to try to push the 2 to the break area.
Yeah, it is high. Yeah.
Well, it's still the only shot because the 2 is in the rack now. If it looks like, can you tell?
The 2's in the rack. Yeah,
it is
for
okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But the I guess the 5 he could play. Would be wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Well,
it'd be better than the 2 balls that are above the rack, I think. But he may be stuck having to do that.
got to draw this ball.
I think you can play the 2. Well, I don't like any of it.
I definitely don't like shooting 11 and bumping a 13 because it would be hard to get a shot on the 5. So he's just going to draw this back for the side pocket. He didn't go nowhere near it neither.
Right.
Wow, he's going to play
He might
the
have
5.
to play the 13.
No, he's playing the 5 ball.
Yeah.
He's
I like it better. I do like it better than the 13. But
this is really high. He's got to watch if he frees the cube on the rail, it's going to be too wide. That's a good angle right here.
It's going to be good.
That's going to be real good. That's the best. If you put ball in hand, that's where you want to put it.
Yeah, real close to that.
The only thing that's different here is he's going to have a little funny bridge being left-handed, possibly with the cushion. almost like he has to have his hand on the table or just the rail. He's kind of like in between here when he lays his hand down to shoot this shot.
Yeah.
But he does stroke the ball pretty long, so he's got the capability to land the cue flat on the rail shooting this shot. Okay, they're going to put the score up here. It's going to say, or maybe they're not going to put it up. It's 138 plus 1 is 139. He started out -1. He's got a shot. He made a corner ball. All
Well,
right.
he's got to be 139. Yep.
Yeah, the score is wrong. We will keep track of that.
Yeah, I can fix it. What does it need to be?
It's 138 is the score, but what we need to do is make a new box because his run actually started at -1, so his run is 139 total.
Yeah.
So
139.
the score, the score doesn't matter because he's already gone at, he's already done. So right now he's at a run of 139. Okay, so it's 138 plus because he started out -1. So from right now, everything goes 14, starting at 139 if he keeps going. So the next score would be 153, 167, and so on. Look, those balls went to the rail and came back. He's okay. He's got two break shots.
Looks like he's going to go to the other side of the table. Doing some cleanup. I think he's going to shoot the 5 ball as the break ball, but we'll see. Maybe like the 2 ball better, but I don't.
Yeah.
It's
Here. I could just send it to you. Okay, sorry.
I think he's going to like the 2 ball better and play this 10, then the 15, the 7, and then the 9. Be perfect on the 2. Oh, he went too far. He's going to.
Put the score up there, 138, please. It won't let you do it? Okay. We're going to keep track here, folks, okay, for his high run.
Yeah, so
He is 139 plus this rack. So it took down to 138.
So
Okay, hold on, we're working on it.
Straight in on that 9, huh?
Tech's working on a score for y'all, folks. The run now is at 153 and counting.
Yep.
We got all the seats filled, standing room only, at Q Masters Billiards on Princess Anne Street in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the largest billiard room in the United States. Over 80 tables here. Always something happening. Great food. Stop on by if you're in the area. You got an hour or 2 to drive. Swing on by to Q Masters Billiards. Now, Mika has left the arena, and Carl Kansiewicz, the referee, will be racking for the high runs.
So is this the angle that you like?
No.
Boy, oh boy.
No, I do not like.
I can't imagine.
No movement in the rack. This is what happens.
Wow.
He played that tentatively. He was worried about scratching. So the shot that Mika got in trouble with earlier. So we had to decide if he was going to smash it or not, and he ended up. That was Mika's last shot off the back rail. He needs to get a shot to this 3 ball. Perfect.
Wow.
Nice stun from the whole length of the table. Now we can open them up. Shouldn't be more than 2 balls touching after this is done. No balls touching, but he does have a little cluster there. He might go back into it with a 9 possibly here. What would you do, Bob? Would you clear the out frame and just not move those balls yet?
Well, the 9 actually would be a potential break shot, so he may not want to move it right
153.
now. But so I don't think he's going to move that. Although the 14 is too.
Where do you play it? Better play it against the wall.
I like this. He might be able to bump the 15 and the 9 right here.
Well, he can always shoot the 9, the 10, and then come back to the side pocket for that. No, he decided he's just gonna pick this rack here. Now here's what's really tough. You got a 14 in position, and it's naked over there if you're gonna leave it.
Well,
So
he's
you
not
need to
going
make
to.
you need to make a decision here.
He took that ball off.
The key thing is no, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think that he's going to go 9. He's going to clear this stripe on the bottom. Then he's going to draw back out, and he's going to get to the 9, 15, 8. 9, 10, 15, 8, I'm sorry. He's got it. Those are the orders whenever he gets to those balls. That's what it's going to be. He might leave I'd hate to see him leave a 5 ball going back across to get to the 14. But he's going to have to shoot 7. It's going to be 7, 10. Then you got the 8 and 15. So if he's leaving the 9 for a break shot, he's got the 5 ball as a key ball. If not, he might be looking at, well, we know what he's doing now. He's just not going to like what he did. It's fine. Center table here. All right, well, you were right there, Bob. 9 ball. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that, Mika. We were deciding if you were going to soft hit it or kill the break shot, and then. Right, you blast it.
So he's at 167 now, huh?
Okay, this run is 167 as we speak. Everything can only go up by 14 at a time unless he misses. He needs 10 balls to tie Federer's high run or 11 balls to beat it. These balls going to move.
I think he's going to really nail that one.
Look at all those balls go out and come back again. They hit the rails and came right back together. The side and the bottom.
Yeah.
Is he going to shoot the 6 and go into the stack here?
I like it. You know, he's got a pocket
it's
there,
dangerous.
and he's got
He's got to go
couple,
to you got to go toward the
balls,
5.
but,
He did.
yeah,
Look at it.
perfect.
Break
I
balls.
mean, you got insurance balls there. That was pretty good. You almost couldn't have any problems there. Almost. Be pretty unlucky.
It's been tight for the 4. This is kind of weird because you got to start thinking. You have things in your mind like, I got to avoid a skid. Be careful hitting down on the ball with inside English. You know, you're thinking this, and that's where he's shooting a 2 ball. He's thinking, let me spin tight for this 4 ball. He said, no, he's not taking any chance. He's going back to the 11, but he wanted to do that. So now he's got to shoot this ball, then come to the 4.
Yeah.
I think he's going to leave that 3 naked here. I don't think he's going to kill it. Do you think he's going to kill it?
No, I don't think so. Because,
Okay.
you know, that ball is helpful later on. So he's got to like the 5, I think, and just have to maneuver around it. 1's in the rack.
He's going to roll down for options here. I don't think he's decided on what ball to shoot here.
Maybe he bunts it with the 11 or the 13 or whatever that is. I don't think so.
I think he fell short there. I think he'd have liked to shoot that 8. He's okay now because he's definitely got to go 13-3. No, he's bouncing back up for the side. I thought he would have took the 15 out first before he did that. Well, 1-3-7-8. 1-3, get straight to the 7. 8 in the side, roll forward, center table, 5 in the corner for a break shot, Bob. What do you think?
I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Wow. Well, I'm shocked
looks like
there.
looks like 8-7-3 from
It looks
here.
like 8-7 two rails for the 5, but you can't two rail. Remember, you can't two rail when you're inside of the diamond because you end up too wide on the ball.
Well, he could play this one rail on the.
He's
3.
going to go straight down the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going to get that cue ball just a little farther back and a little, not quite for this 5 ball.
I think he's two reeling this one.
And he's out.
So that's 181, right?
181.
So he's already passed.
We have a new high run leader. 181 consecutive balls by,
and counting.
and counting. Right, good
So
words.
would you bet that he'd get over 200?
Well, everything's a favorite now. I mean, you got me, Bob. You stuck me up. But I'm the one who said from the beginning. I said 9 racks and 2 balls. I accidentally said he might be even money to do this. Good match. Okay.
He's only got one shot, really. I mean,
No, he's got well, no,
12, 10
no.
ball or 12 ball, whatever
Yes.
that is. That's the only shot he has, right? Well, that's all.
This is his only
What else
one.
you gonna do?
183 with the 2 balls he made on the break.
81, right?
He made 2 balls on the break.
It doesn't matter how many balls he makes on the break. You're 14 at a time.
What I did.
So he was 160, 153, 167,
181.
Yeah. He's definitely feeling a case of the nerves right now. He's all over the place, but see if he can refocus. 181 and counting.
Oh boy, I'd be surprised he doesn't shoot
No,
that 13 ball.
he's got to go in. He's going to shoot the 5th. Is that the 13 or 15? 13.
I think it's the 13.
He's got to do this and bump into these 2 balls, these 2 solids, a 7 and 3.
Yeah, but shooting
he has
over
a
that ball,
10.
it's going to be tough for him to hit it with any kind
Well,
of speed.
he looked at all his options. It's what he's got to do. He doesn't have a choice. He's got to bump into the 7. It just keeps getting harder and harder here for him.
This is now tough. Now he's got to play that because he's got no choice.
Zach,
All right,
we're
can
not
you cut
live.
that?
We're not live.
Oh, we're out?
Went over 8 hours.
Huh?
Went over 8 hours.
Okay.
Restarted a new one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see you right now, Bobby. You're here.
Got you. Folks, so yeah.
Wow.
All right, so y'all do know there is an interruption in the feed here. We are not live. We're doing a Facebook reboot after 8 hours. This is all being recorded on backup. So we are rebooting the system as we speak. We'll be right back on.
Well, I think it's a 4 ball from here, Bob, right? It's going to be a 4 ball break?
Yeah, oh, 100%. I believe you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my.
Look at here.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you have the balls clear and you have no clusters. You got to avoid bumping balls. He can always shoot the 10 off the 7.
I think does he have a combination on this?
Jeffery
The 7
DeLuna is
ball
saying
that's
shoot the
down?
4, but that's what 9-ball players would say. You want to save the 4. Only shoot the 4 if you absolutely have to here.
Make the 4 like that's a hanger. You know, I think he has no choice, but boy, that's not an easy shot. So this 15 doesn't go by the 10
He's
for
playing
a combination.
He's playing a combination.
That's what I think.
He's pulled back. He's gonna. It's a little
If
scrutiny
that
here.
ball goes by, you have to shoot that combination, don't you?
His current run right now is 191 before he hits another ball. All right, he's elevating. He's up in the air.
Oh boy!
Wow. Great shot.
Wow. And it's getting easier, isn't it?
He's got to leave a 14 ball for a break shot. How do you like your money here?
He's not going to leave the 14. He's going to shoot the 14 now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That doesn't go by.
The 7 goes by.
I don't think so.
Getting a little too loud down there.
Can we get an angle here to see if the 7 ball passes the 14 now?
We should wire everybody.
It didn't look like it went by.
Yeah, so let me talk.
Everybody can comment. Let him talk.
I hope he uses the 3 ball.
You know, we got 6 great players in the room, I think, maybe. Bunch of great players here, and they're telling us that we're no good.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. For y'all back in attendance here, we apologize. Facebook has an 8-hour limit, and we are on Facebook. We had to reboot the entire system. He is on a run of 191 and counting. Right now, he is at 203 balls as we sit here right now. The run is 203 before he hits another ball.
Wasn't he at 181 and then he got these 12? No? He was at 181 and then
181?
and then 12 more.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He's on 193. 193 plus.
Wow. Another side pocket one. Wow.
He's just willing to take any shot right here.
Yeah, of course.
Watch the cue ball.
Oh, no, he's going to be perfect.
He had a great shot.
Wow.
So this will be 195 and counting. Is this correct?
No, what would I say it was?
181 and 14.
Yeah, that's right. 195.
195 and counting.
I'll take that bet. No.
I'll take it for 10,000. That he doesn't get to there. But you got to give me 2 minutes to make it. You got to give me 2 minutes so I can go tell him, okay? I tell you, this is really, really tough, honestly. Commercial.
Top of the line.
Okay, hold on. He took the time out.
Oh, he must have taken a break, huh?
Okay, small break, folks, just for a couple seconds here.
This is when you miss a straight throw. When you take a break, something bad always happens.
Yeah, you need to
I've
keep on
always
playing.
said at all my events at the Legends of Pocket Billiards that
PremierBilliards.com. Exceptional cues, cases, and accessories from top-tier brands. Want it? Need it? Find it. PremierBilliards.com.
you always hit your break shot because you're in stroke. Here as we go. He's okay. He's okay. He's got a 4 ball on the side.
Yeah.
He's got the 5 and the 4. He's going to take the 5 for sure. Okay, so we were at, what was the total here? 195.
And so he's 4 balls away from
197.
from 200. You know.
197. 13 balls on the table. I can't see.
He's going to play the ball on the side, this combination, 10,
So
12.
How many balls are on the table? Is there 13 or 12?
Yeah, he's playing that.
198.
Yep.
It's the highest break at the end of the
199. Okay, Bob, you asked me a question here. I'm going to answer it after this next shot. 200 balls, folks. 200 balls.
Yeah, great.
And counting, as Bob says. Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's the next question.
Oh, I know you're coming with it. Is it 250 or 300?
330.
Okay.
Does he beat Margot's record?
No. His pace has slowed down tremendously here.
Yeah, he's a little bit struggling. But you know what? Who knows? You got to go out and tell him that it's worth a lot of money.
It's $1,000.
It's worth $1,000.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I said I hope somebody runs 900. So I'm all for it.
Well, you know,
More high runs, the better.
he slowed down a little bit. Maybe he's going to have a surge back here. Never know. This kid's young. He
I assure you one thing. The one thing I will bet, if anybody wants to bet right now, is when this run's done, I bet he goes and eats at McDonald's. Does anybody want to bet me? He eats McDonald's 7 days a week.
Oh, does he really?
Yes.
I was almost going to take that bet.
You would lose.
Because
And he eats multiple times.
no way that somebody celebrates this with McDonald's.
He celebrates with McDonald's with curry ketchup that he brings from Germany. He does it every day.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Hope he's got a good cardiologist.
No kidding. Well,
He's good. This is. Did he fall? He didn't fall straight, did he?
it doesn't matter.
No,
if he did-
he's
if
got
he-
a punch. He
he-
could draw back. He's just going to
yeah,
punch it. He's
He
upset.
might. Yeah,
It's
he's
just
good.
TV time now. He's playing Hollywood. He's looking good here.
Yeah.
So we are at 209 balls and counting. 209 and counting from the beginning. I predicted 9 racks and 2 balls to run 126 because he was -1. I did mention that.
Yep.
I was so far off. So it's more.
Yep.
We got bonus time.
This is a lot of fun. You know, I had the high run yesterday. I have the high run today. How do you like that? Maybe it's me.
Yeah, there you go. Bob and Bob in the booth. Bob and Bob in the booth. You're working overtime.
I had the high run yesterday, too.
I hope you're getting paid well.
I'm getting paid great.
He definitely lost a cue ball here for the first time,
Oh, he's fine.
but he is fine.
He's fine.
I see no dead combos. 5-ball cluster in the center. Bottom rail slightly tricky. He's
Yeah.
got to come with the 3
Yep.
or the 9 first. The 9's a tougher shot.
Yeah, it looks tricky. You could miss it.
Well, he doesn't want to be shooting shots where he's got to do touch draws and stuff right now. Just like that. There you go. He's going to chew the 4-ball up. He'll never shoot that 15.
No.
He's going to chew. He got to chew at that 4-ball a little bit. He's got to decide what to do here. He's got a decision here.
Well,
Does he go into the pack after the 4?
I think so. But the question is does he go in with the 8 or the 3?
Well, the 3-ball's a break shot. And
Yeah, I know. That's why it's a question.
He's left-handed.
Oh, he
No,
went
he
in
doesn't
right
have
away.
it anymore. Now he's got the 8. What does he have down here? Does he have a combo? Or 2 in the side?
No, he's going to shoot the 2 in the side, I think.
I think you're right. I think he's going to avoid any tough tough spin, tough draws. I think he just wants to roll everything flat, put the scores up.
Yeah. Well, you know, he doesn't have a lot after the 2, though. It's kind of funny. Is he going to just go forward a little bit and be able to shoot the 7? I don't know. It's not like it's easy position here.
Real quick, folks, you are watching the highest
he's
run in
looking
the
at,
event
too,
right
by the
now with Joshua Filler at 209 and counting. Hit the share button on your Facebook page. We will not be cut off again tonight. It cuts off every 8 hours. We could not stop that. It did it automatically on the feed. Sorry we had to reboot that. But share the page. 209 and counting plus this rack here. So I won't count every ball, nor will Bob.
All right, great.
But if you want to know, it is 213 right now. Does the 1 ball go?
I don't think so. I think he's shooting the 14.
Okay, well, he's got a
But
decision.
even if it did, I think
He's
he'd
got a
shoot the
decision to
14.
make here. Does he tap a ball or not?
Yeah, you got to go into those balls. I
Easy
think.
if he does.
Yeah, he's. This is the problem. It's sending it to another ball.
Yeah, he has caused a problem here. He's got the 8 ball is kind of straight, like he can't draw into those balls. But you know those balls did line up for a little bit of a combo.
Well, I don't think he wanted
No,
to shoot the 8 anyway because he.
I understand.
Yeah,
Just going to barely roll this in.
I think he's got to. Is he
He's gonna
going
be
to bunt that 15? Because
Yeah, he's got to barely roll it in. He'll hit the 15 on the
Yeah.
center left just to bump it out of the way and play the 12 ball next. Wow.
I missed it.
Inside English, and did he jam himself? He did.
Oh boy.
He is at a 1-5. Does the 1 pass the 5?
I don't think so. I
He
think
can't.
he's
He
got to
can't.
shoot
Bri-
a combination.
he can't bridge the 12 or the 15. The 8 ball's dead.
Got to shoot the
The
combination.
cross side's too much of a stiff. It looks like maybe only a bank cross side.
Yeah,
What do you see, Bob?
that's it.
You got to
that-
bank. You
it's that-
can't. You can't bank the 3.
It's this combination or it's the bank. If he can see it, I don't
Yeah.
even know if he can see that. He must be
I
able
think
to
it's his
because he
only
looked
shot.
at it. But I think the combination is the
The 5 ball.
the only other shot.
He's looking at the 1 like he can actually see it. He's looked at this ball 3
No,
times.
he's not.
That is it.
I thought that
That ball
would
doesn't
go.
count. The 12 fell doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, and where were we at here? 209. Is that 216?
Yeah, 216. I think you're right.
Let's wait for an official count. I think we're looking at 216 ball run by Joshua Filler from Germany.
Yep, that was a great run.
What are you now? 16? Okay. That's what we have. Me and Bob have here. 216 for his run. He got jammed up. He did shoot the right shot, I felt, Bob. That cross side
I
was a
do
little
too.
stiff. I
Yeah.
think you like that? Okay.
No, I think that the combination was the right shot.
Yeah, I think the pressure started building up
But it
on
was
him.
a tough one. It was not
Tough
easy.
one, tough one under the pressure. Okay, folks. Run of 216 balls. We're going to clean up a little bit. Next match is Mr. Fortunski from Poland against Mr. Kaci from Albania. Fortunski is playing terrific, Bob, and Kaci, he's just a monster
Yeah,
at anything that he does.
I watched that Fortunski last year, and he finished in the top.
216.
He finished in the top 4 or 8. He finished high last year. So yeah, he plays great. All right. I'm signing off.
Past your bedtime there, somebody said. Pardon me that last comment.
He said 1,000 more 200s, so he'll catch up to John Schmidt.
I'm not
Yeah,
commenting.
he's running a lot of 200s.
You know what I mean? Like if he said
Okay, folks, we'll let you know who's coming up next here in the commentator booth. For Bob, this is Bobby Chamberlain from the Legends of Pocket Billiards. Signing off just for the moment, and we'll let you know who's back in the booth here momentarily. Thank you. Al, I'm going to take the headset next match. Okay. I got to check. I got to check.
Well, who's in for this match?
Where?
The schedule.
Well, I don't
I
know
think
any
Michael
of this.
Frank's from the last one.
I'll
I
ask
don't know
him.
if he has a sitting partner. Ask him, Bob.
I haven't seen him anywhere.
I'll ask him.
But I was saying, Al, in the meantime, here.
from the American 14.1. Exciting day in our second day of play. We had two back-to-back runs. Fedor Gorst, around 177 balls, which was today's high run and the tournament high run. And about 10 minutes later, Joshua Filler started a run that ended with 215 balls for today's high run and the high run of the tournament. We are now in a match. Our 8 o'clock feature match is Mieszko Fortunski. He is from Poland. He's Poland's strongest player. And he is sponsored by Predator Cues. He lost the lag, and we now had Eklent Kaci.
Eklent Kaci.
Eklent Kaci from Albania.
Albania, that is correct.
And Eklent has many world titles. He's one of the highest ranked players in the world. And this is a match to 125 points. And right now what you're seeing is a safety battle between these two players. As you know, in straight pool, the opening shot in straight pool it's probably the only game in pool where the opening shot is defensive. So the objective is not to give your player an opening to start making a lot of balls consecutively. So at this point, we just have both players playing safe until one of them gets an opening to shoot at a shot. A legal safety in this game is the cue ball hitting an object ball and the object ball hitting the rail, or the cue ball hitting an object ball and the cue ball hitting the rail. So if that doesn't occur, the player loses a point. If a player loses 3 consecutive points, they lose 18 balls, and the balls have to be re-racked and broken again. So this is a legal safety, and he's trying to put the cue ball behind the rack, which he did not do. And I guess it's a question of whether Eklent will pocket or not.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chuck Seeger, and what you just heard was the esteemed Michael Frank explaining the nuances of the beginning of the game, and it looks like Eklent may have a shot here.
So Chuck and I will be doing the commentary for this match. And if you notice on your screen in the corner, those are sponsors for the 17th year of the American 17th consecutive year of the American 14.1 straight pool championships. So Eklent has a difficult shot here, would you say, Chuck?
Yes. Do you think he's going to take it on?
I do, and I think he has an angle to hit the rack from the side rail, the lower side rail, and he can open the balls. It's hard to pass that up. So he will try to cut the ball backward into the pocket closest to the ball and make the cue ball hit the rack off of the rail when it hits the rail. And he made the cue ball hit the rack, but
he jarred.
As you can see, jarred the 15 ball. So at this level of play, actually, I would expect Mr. Fortunski to be able to make a combination between the 8 ball and the 15 ball in the bottom corner to start his run. This is not an easy shot, but these are world champion players. So there's the pocketing in. That's the first ball pocketed, right, actually?
Yes, it is. And that miss by Eklent has left Mieszko with quite an attractive opening table here.
So for those of you who are new to the game, it's called 14.1 continuous or straight pull, and it's continuous because the object is to pocket 14 of the 15 balls that are on the table and leave one ball out and the cue ball. And then the balls are re-racked, so there are actually 14 balls in the rack, one ball on the table with the cue ball. And the object is to pocket the ball that's on the table and have the cue ball hit the rack and open it simultaneously so that the player can continue his run. So what players at this level think about is what their key ball and their break shot is going to be. That would be, the break shot would be the last ball that's left on the table, and the key ball would be the ball before the break shot. So in this rack, it looks like the 7 ball is a possible break shot. And that the ball by the side pocket could be a key ball, or there'll be another shot used for the key ball. It isn't clear to me yet what that'll be.
From Eklent's standpoint, he has no idea what his future will hold here because Mieszko has the ability to run 125 balls, and that miss could cost Eklent the game. And the reason I bring that up is I don't know if you saw the prior match whatsoever, but Joshua Feeler came to the table with a score of -1, and by the time he was finished, he had run 215 consecutive balls, well past the 125 required to win the match. But the tournament also has a high run prize for the day as well as a high run prize for the tournament. So if you get to 125 and you've run at least 100 balls, you are entitled to continue your run until you miss. And Joshua made it to 215. It was quite a show.
Yes, it was. And in the case of both high runs today, well, the 177 and in the preceding game, and then Joshua Feeler's 215, both players actually were left in a position where they didn't have a shot. It wasn't that they actually missed a shot. They were they had broken the balls open and then got in a position where they really didn't have an open shot and just tried to pocket something.
Joshua attempted a very difficult combination, and fortunately it didn't quite get to the back of the pocket.
Well, Zisco is now, so now the pattern's pretty clear. He's going to leave the 8 ball as his break shot, and he's going to use I would use the 10 ball, but his angle for the 10 ball is a little funny now. So he may have to shoot the 10 now and then shoot the 11, but the 10 ball is the right key ball. So he's going to have to go up and down, I believe, or across. Yeah, so he go across and shoot the 10 in the upper pocket, come off the rail for and leave the cue ball and the 8 ball in the table, and the cue ball will be in a position to pocket the 8 and open the re-rack balls, which will occur in a minute. So as you can see, he's taking a steep angle on the 8 ball, and that allows him to hit the 8 and pocket the 8, and the cue ball will automatically go into the rack and have enough force to open it and give him shots to continue his run. So he's on a run of 14?
13.
13 he scratched, right? 13 he scratched. So there, the balls are open. He did have the option of hitting that a little harder, but chose to play it, to be more certain of making the ball and open the rack with just the force of the cue ball. So,
Michael's speed tends to open up that angle a little more too, doesn't it?
yes, it does. Yeah, speed opens it up.
Stick a fork in it. Stick a fork in it.
So he's now he has to think about going back into the rack, because you can see the cluster of balls in the center of the table. He's going to have to open those at some point. So he's thinking now about exactly how he's going to do that. Have you seen him play a lot, Chuck? I have not seen him play.
I saw him play earlier today, and I saw him play last night.
Oh, okay.
He's been struggling last night with his break shot of having anything to get started once he made the ball. Today it looked like it was going a little bit better for him, but he's got some work to do here.
Well, quite honestly, I did think he would hit that break shot a little harder, because he had a chance to just, open the balls without much more risk than he took hitting it not
Right.
so hard.
But it's also early in the match, and a lot of times these guys will, I won't say take the conservative route, but be a little more judicious to try to get off to a good start, and as opposed to they're not quite in rhythm yet, and as you can see now, he's got a world of problems here that he's got to address. He's going to try to open up some of these clusters here with this shot right here. And unfortunately, he didn't make much progress on that. But he does have ways to get at him with those 3 balls down there by the corner.
He has to be constantly thinking now of hitting the 3-ball cluster and the 2-ball cluster. In particular, the 3-ball cluster, because the 2-ball cluster, he has those 2 balls that are there. So he's opened 1 cluster. But the longer it goes before you get to the 3-ball cluster, the harder and harder this rack gets for him. And the harder and harder it is for him to get to a point where he has a good break shot. I don't see one now. And continue his run. So with a slightly steeper angle, he could have gone into those 3-ball clusters by pocketing the 4 and coming off the bottom rail here, and then the top rail actually, and going into the cluster. So I think he still has that angle, but he's taking another sequence entirely. So I'm assuming that the 8-ball pockets, but he still doesn't have an angle to break those balls open. So he's running out of time and room.
Yes. Not a whole lot of bullets to shoot at that target.
Right.
Now, sometimes the monitor can be a little deceiving, but I don't see any of those 3 balls being able to be shot in anywhere.
Well, he's okay now.
Yeah.
If the 8-ball goes, he just
If
took
that
the
goes,
longer
yeah,
shot,
yeah.
and then he can use the 8-ball to break the other 2 balls up, and he's going to have a break shot that's in back of the rack. Although I'm not sure how he gets there if he doesn't get the 15 out of the way pretty quick. So he's shooting the 4. He'll come up for the 15 and roll down to the 2, and then he'll re-rack. So this will be a back of the rack break shot. He's asking for something. So he'll roll to the side rail, come off, leave himself an angle on the 2. Now these are not what we would call premium break shots, because as you will see in a minute when the balls are re-racked and placed in their position, in order to break the rack, he has to hit it from behind. If he doesn't hit one of the 2 end balls and hits more to the middle of the stack, it's easy to get stuck on the cue ball. And you can't quite use as much force on this kind of a shot as you can when you have a break shot that's on the side of the rack. So we're going to see how he hits this.
Trying to get that cue ball out in the open when you're coming off the rail into 14 balls. I don't like the 1 ball's chances of taking on 14. But if he clips a corner, he'll be fine.
That's right. So he did. He clipped the corner, and he actually got stuck.
Yeah.
So that's the danger of that break shot. He broke the balls nicely, but he didn't have quite the spin to come off, and he really may not have a shot. If he's frozen to the corner ball, he doesn't have any shot. Now, he may have, what he's looking at here is the 12 ball. There are 2 balls there that are frozen right next to the cue ball. The 12 ball is pointed toward the upper corner pocket on your screen. That ball could be what we call a dead ball. So if he hits off the rail and smashes into those 2 balls, he's playing the 12. But he won't do that unless he's sure it's absolutely going to go in the upper corner pocket. So he's weighing his options now, and he's only got 3. He either can see the 5 ball or he can't, or the 12 ball can go in the corner. He's going to play it, or he's going to play safe, which means he won't take an offensive shot. It'll be a defensive shot. A safety is a defensive shot. So he's playing the 12 ball.
And he'll try to roll that almost. Well, no, he did take on something there.
Yeah, he did. He took the 12 on it. He did. It didn't go as expected for him, and he's now past his turn at the table. So Mieszko ran 27 balls, and he has a score of 27. Eklent played 1 ball earlier, made it, and played safe after that, and then lost the safety battle to Mieszko, and that brings Eklent back to the table. So we have a great tournament here at Q Master Billiards in Norfolk, in Virginia Beach, Virginia. This is our 3rd consecutive year here. And we truly have an international community of players. As we mentioned, Mieszko is from Poland. Eklent is from Albania. We have number of countries represented from all over the world, number of players from all over the world. And with players from the United States in the minority, very small minority.
Michael, I missed the opening. Did you announce that Eklent was our 2019 champion?
I did not. Eklent has won this tournament. It was in New York that year. And he played Thorsten Hohmann in the final. Both gentlemen are back this year with us, and Eklent won that tournament. So he's a prior winner, although he's not the defending champion. The defending champion would be Joshua Filler, who won the tournament last year, beating Fedor Gorst in the final. So I'm sure Fedor would like a rematch if it comes if it comes to that. But we still have a few days of play before that's decided. We have 8 brackets of 7 players each. And Chuck and I were just discussing before the match started whether we think it'll take 3 or 4 wins out of those 6 matches for each player to be in the final 24 players. The final 24, we go to a single elimination at that point, 150-point games. So that's where it stands now. Do you want to discuss the bracket?
Yeah, Michael, I think getting into that final is going to take 4 wins. Otherwise, you're a complete long shot, and a lot of good things have to happen in order to get in with a 500 record. Eklent is currently 3-0 in the bracket, playing as the A seed, and Mieszko is currently at 2-1 as the B seeded player. Other players in there. Let me get on my sheet here. There's I know I'm going to butcher this name, but Sanguin Pelavanovic is currently 0-2. Mark Vidal is sitting at 1-1. Tim De Ruyter, he's from the Netherlands. He's at 1-1. Jerry Vertaranta is currently at 1-1, and Bob Keller is at 0-3. So you can see it's going to be a wide open race between the second and the 6th seed of the 7 players in the bracket to chase that 24 single elimination man part of the tournament that everybody's striving to get into.
And we have, for starting last year, we introduced a women's division, and that will start on Thursday. And we're fortunate to have some of the top women players in the world. Jessica Barnes, Billy Billing, Kia Burrell, Karen Kaur. Karen is in the Women's Hall of Fame for pocket billiards. She holds a world 9-ball title and many, many other titles. Gina Easton, Margarita Flavova Steyer, Pia Filler. Pia Filler is the wife of Joshua Filler. Joshua won the men's tournament last year, and Pia Filler was second in the women's tournament. She finished second to Kelly Fisher, who's defending her title this year. Kelly is the #1 ranked women's player in the world. She is from Scotland, but she lives currently in Dumfries, England, and she will defend her title. She was inducted into the Hall of Fame last year, and she has a number of world 10-ball titles, 9-ball titles. Dawn Hopkins, who's won a number of titles, will be in this year's tournament. So we're looking forward to our second year. Starts here Thursday. Q Master Billiards in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Streaming for those events will be free. So you just have to go to, as you know, American 14.1.
And they will play in 3 groups of 5 in their round robin. And I believe they race to 75 or 100, is it, Michael?
75, I believe, this year.
75. And similar to the turnout we had last year. But I think this year's tournament has some much higher quality at the top half of the field.
Yeah, it should be more competitive this year. It should be very competitive. And the women's and men's semis and finals, I think, are Friday and Saturday, the way it's going to work out.
Correct. Currently, the ladies' semis finals is noon on Saturday, and the men's semis, they'll be broadcast back-to-back, followed by the ladies' final, followed by the men's final.
So there are 5 matches on Saturday.
There's actually four streamed matches, of which at 12 o'clock, while the ladies' semifinals are going on, one of the men's semifinals will be going on, and that will be televised.
Then the women's final will be televised, and then the men's final.
Right. So you'll have the 2 men's semifinals, followed by the women, and the men's final for streaming. So take a break from football this Saturday and watch some world-class pool.
Watch some world-class pool. And this straight pool is not the predominant game of billiards that's played in competition. It's primarily 9-ball, which is a rotation game. Straight pool for many, many, many years was the premier game in pool, and it was the only titled pool event, that pocket billiard event, that was in existence. That changed in probably the 1960s and 70s when it moved to rotation games such as 9-ball and 10-ball, later 10-ball. And now, through the efforts of Peter Burrows, this straight pool has been revived to the extent that the best players in the world are in this tournament, and this particular tournament is considered the premier straight pool tournament in the world now. So,
based on the level of competition, I don't know of anyone out there that's can match up. Meanwhile, Eklent's got a little bind here that he's got to get himself out of.
So he'll pocket the 4-ball, and he has to go down table for the 8, and he'll use the 8 to come back up table. So you will not see players at this level going up and down the table much. I mean, they try to keep the balls in a pattern where they can pocket them pretty easily. And primarily they use the top 2 pockets and the side pockets. So you don't see too many balls having long shots in the corners, but he doesn't have any choice here.
Yeah, typically at this level, 90% of the balls pocketed are done in those lower left and right-hand corners. And many racks, you generally might not even see a ball past the halfway point of the table. Minimal cue ball movement is also a key to this game. Whereas in your rotation games, there could be 4 balls left on the table, and you may have to go up and down the table 3 times to get them.
So Eklent is evaluating his options here. The balls that are at the top of the table are clustered, and he doesn't. It's hard to see if the 6-ball will go from the angle we have of the screen. So he doesn't have a break shot yet either. He's going to have to manufacture one of those. So he has a lot of things on his mind right now. He's come down for, I think he's going to have to take the 1-ball here. And that'll open up the pockets if the 1-ball can go. The 1-ball is the ball frozen to the 9-ball. So I don't know if he's got any other options.
If that does go, he should be able to bump that. I guess that's a 6 and the 10, Michael?
Yes.
And possibly create a break shot out of that.
He may be. There's a possibility that he may be seeing if the 6-ball will go, but that to me doesn't help him. I think he's got to use the 1 if it goes to open up all the balls there so they have pockets. Because right now they don't have pockets, so he can't shoot a ball straight in. He's banking a ball. He's banking the 6-ball in in the opposite corner pocket. So watch the 6-hitter rail and go across. Okay, so he didn't make the shot, and that will bring Mieszko back to the table. So he's a little bit upset with the way that turned out for him. He's more upset with himself. He feels that he could have been more effective in that situation.
And folks, that's not something you see very often at this level of straight pool, banks being attempted. It's only the most dire situation, similar to what Eklent got himself into there, that it becomes your only option.
And in fairness, I mean, the table didn't. Sometimes the table doesn't give you what you would like, and you're stuck with having to make shots that ordinary players really have tremendous difficulty making, and these players have a very high percentage of making those shots. But unfortunately, that didn't happen for Eklent this time.
The pool goddess has no bias whatsoever between amateurs and professionals.
Yeah.
It's just that the professionals know how to handle her circumstances better than most.
You got that right. You got that right. Okay, so Eklent.
Let's see if he can get something productive out of this here. And he has.
So the international ratings of pool players, Fargo system is used primarily, and players in the range of 800 are really considered top-level professionals. Eklent's rating is 820, so he's pretty close to the top of the top players. There's a few players in the tournament, Fedor Gorst, Joshua Filler, that have Francisco Sanchez Ruiz that have Fargo ratings, if my memory's right, in
827 or something like that?
I think Joshua's 837, actually. And they're the number 1, 2, 3 players in the world. When you look in the rankings, they're close to it. So that was a great shot by Mieszko. Now this, you're going to see an unusual break shot here. This is a side pocket break shot, and since there aren't many straight pool tournaments in the world, players don't have an opportunity to play it very often, and I think we have an example of that in Mieszko. So far, he's had 2 very atypical break shots in his last 2 break shots. The last one was behind the stack break shot, and this one is a side of the rack break shot. But their pocketing ability is so good that they pick up the games very quickly. They're so accurate in the way that they shoot that they're able to learn new games.
So not by design, but the players are giving the viewers some unique perspectives of the out of the ordinary straight pool.
So he, I believe, did get a shot on the 11 ball near the top of the stack. You can see the 11 ball. So he does have a shot, and he's going to have to make a combination here on the 10 and 14. Is that what those two are? 10 and 15?
15, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like he has any other shot, but to hit the 10, which is on the side rail, into the 15 to pocket it. Once he does that, though, he's in pretty good shape for the rest of the rack, I think.
Yeah, does that 4-ball look wired there?
The 4-ball?
That's what he's looking at right now.
He could have a dead combination. That's true. Those are not frozen, though, so there's a lot that can go wrong in those kind of shots. I think he's going to take the combination here. It's not a very difficult combination, actually.
Has he got to go rail first on that?
I don't. He can. He can do it a lot of different ways. I think he's going to hit it pretty pure. There you go. He hit it rail first. So he's he should be, since the balls have pockets and they're kind of spread open, it gives him a lot more options. So he should be able to maneuver in ways that he has an opening to play the balls. For example, he might consider the 10 and then shooting the 8 in the same opposite corner and then going over and picking off the 3 balls, the 13, the 7, the 3, and using that to get into the cluster. And he has kind of a natural out there. You know, I assume he's going to take the 3 ball here.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah, I kind of like going into the 7 and then rolling into the center of all those balls myself, but he's down there and I'm up here. So, and the reason is this,
Yeah.
you know, he's now has to make a somewhat difficult shot, whereas if he had taken the 7 first, he would have had all balls sort of leading to Rome in the sense he would have had the corner pocket wide open. He doesn't have that now, so he's going to have to shoot a long shot, and then he's going to have to roll forward and go back into the stack in a different way. So he's going to have to shoot the 2 ball here, and then go back. He's going to probably shoot the 8. It looks like he may be trying to leave I can't see what ball's closest to the rack. The 12 ball. Is it the 12 ball?
I think so, yeah. And what's making this doable is, as you mentioned earlier, Michael, was the fact that there was some space between the balls.
Yes.
So
he would have been right.
you know.
That's right. Had the balls been closer together, he would have been foreclosed from shooting anymore. But at this point, he's been back and forth across the table a number of times, and I think somebody he's a great shooter, obviously, but somebody more experienced would have been able to go into the center of those balls off of any one shot and just pick them all off very easily into different corners. So he's doing fine. So his key ball, he has several choices here. So his break ball.
think of it like you're.
Will be the.
Go ahead.
I think his break ball will be the 9 ball. Is that, what is it?
Yeah, the 9 and the 13, I believe.
Yeah.
That,
So he's going to shoot he's going to shoot the ball closest to him now and go
Just
to the
draw
rail
back, yeah.
and just draw back and use that 9 ball as a break shot. I think
There it
that's
is.
a 9 ball, right?
yeah.
Okay, so he's got this is a classic break shot. His side of the rack break shot. So if he was, since pool is such a precise game, if he was an inch or two more closer to the side pocket, he'd really be able to hit this with force and open the balls more widely, more dramatically. And then from this angle, he's got to draw into the rack. He did a good job there. I think he jumped the cue ball.
Yeah, there was a bunch of energy on
Yeah.
that cue ball once it hit the stack.
So was he deliberate? Was it deliberate? Yeah, we believe it was deliberate that he did that, and that gave the cue ball more force to go through the rack. So that was actually a really nice shot. Here he goes. So the game is still 125. And if a player is on a 100-ball run or more, they can continue the run for high run contests. And that happened in the very last match that was televised, where Joshua Filler actually ran from the break to 125, so he had a perfect game. That's considered a perfect game in tournament play. And he continued his run to 215. Yeah,
Yeah. That ball went airborne on impact of the object ball.
airborne.
Just some of an example of the kind of technology that we have here, that to be able to dial up something like that, to take another look at it.
That's right. That's all thanks to Upstate Al. This is our third year with Upstate Al. It just gets better and better every year. Like fine wine, Upstate Al. Gets better and better every year. So here we go.
He's now basically just connecting the dots, and every ball has a pocket, and I believe he's got a plan.
Yes, he does. So there's one of our major sponsors in the lower side of your screen, Predator Cues. I believe Predator Cues are now the #1 selling cue in the world. And the balls that you see on the table are Predator balls.
They keep coming out with new designs and colors that
Yes, they do.
takes
They do.
old folks like us. We struggle to
We struggle to keep up with the
keep
color
up with
patterns.
them. Yes.
Right. And Chuck has revealed to me he's colorblind, so right that.
So yeah, I'm depending on Michael a lot for,
Right.
if I don't see the number, I'm in trouble.
Well, then you're in trouble anyway if you're dependent on me, buddy. But in any event, he's working his way nicely through this particular rack. And I kind of like shooting the 4-ball from here because he has a big pot, we call it big pocket, because you see the 1 sitting in front of the pocket. If he misses slightly and hits the 1 with a 4, it's going to go in. So it sort of gives you confidence in being able to sort of hit it really pretty solid. So he's thinking about playing the 10-ball and leaving the 1-ball for his key ball. So it would be 10. I think it would be 10-5, 15-1 is a pattern that he could play. He doesn't have to play that pattern, but if not, he's going to go 15-1 and leave the 2 balls near the rack for the. I think he's going to play the 10 and get it out of there. And then he can shoot the 1 now, actually, but he's not going to do that. He's going to play the 5, and then he's going to stop right there or roll just a little bit forward. And then he could stop here. He has some options now. It's got an easy shot. He can stop the 1 there, and he'll have a good angle for the break shot on the 3-ball, or he can hit the rail. I think he'll stop, and he's a fairly tall person, so he's not worried about whether the cue ball is above or below the side pocket, or in the case it's in the middle of it. So he's got plenty of angle here to shoot the 3 in a corner pocket and make the cue ball hit the side of the rack.
Many amateurs tend to shy away from what they call a back cut, is what he has here, because when he's down on the ball, he's not actually looking at the pocket. These guys here think nothing of it. It's just another shot.
Yeah, he can hit this. He'll hit this pretty hard, I think. Yeah. So as the match progresses and as he gets more comfortable at the table and his rhythm begins to come, there is a rhythm and a pace to each player's game, then that's when you start to see high runs evolve. So he's obviously getting more comfortable with each rack. He's starting to hit more force when his break shots. So he's in pretty good shape here. He does have to go back into the rack to open the pack. So, I'm trying to see what his pattern is here. He knows he has to go back in. So he's going to use the 7 ball to go back and open up the stack. The danger is here, if he gets stuck in the stack, he doesn't have any balls that are going to be easy to pocket. So he's opened the stack a bit. He has the 5 ball in the corner. Probably has the 12 in the corner. He's probably pretty close to the 12. But if not, he has to shoot the 5. So the balls that he picked off earlier that were close to the corners, and he decided to shoot them first, some players would have left those so that when they went in the stack, they'd be readily available for easy shots. But he's clear here.
I guess he's going to pick off that outlier up top here and maybe come across and use, I guess it's the
Well, he doesn't want to shoot 15 right now. It's
15.
his break ball.
No.
I think he may go into the he may decide to use the 12 ball and go into the back of the balls that are clustered. So he's going to hit this ball here.
And then attack to the side.
Well, attack the side pockets, I
Yeah.
guess, because I don't know what other option he's left for himself. So he's going to leave the 15 ball because that's his break shot. So he's going to shoot the 12. Depending on where the cue ball goes, he'll either shoot the 13 next and then shoot the 2 and come around the rails and for the break shot on the 15 ball, or he'll shoot the 2 now. If he shoots the 2 now, I think he's going to shoot the 13 next and then the 15 and come over for the 12. I'm sorry. If he shoots the 2 next, then he would shoot the 13, and then the 12 and come over for the 15 ball. But I'm not sure what he's planning here exactly.
He rightfully has a head scratcher, as you just saw, as he stood there trying to figure it out.
Well, he has a lot of natural angles back to the break shot for whatever ball he left.
Right.
So he's going to play a pattern here of the 13, come up a little bit above the 12 ball, and then force it over by the 15. And since he got almost straight on this, he's going to have to. He took an option that's available in straight pool, which is because the balls are going to be re-racked and the cue ball is in the rack essentially, he gets to put it anywhere below the foot spot. So the referee will tell him he can move the cue ball and he can take it anywhere behind the line at the table, and he has a break shot. You just don't see that happen. That's the first time I've seen that all week, actually, where that particular play came up. So he's willing to take the longer angle because he's such a good shooter.
Yeah.
Most of us who play straight pool would have taken a pattern that led to an angle on the 15 ball that would have been a lot closer to it.
Do you think he had that in mind?
No.
Prior to him getting, he just got too straight on his key ball.
Right.
Right.
I think that last pattern there became pretty complicated for the angles that he had before he shot, any of those 3 balls. He had a natural angle from 2 of those shots right to the 15 ball.
I saw that strategy earlier today, and it happened to involve Josh Feeler. He was on a 70-ball run, and his final ball was down on the short rail there, and or his cue ball was down there to where he tried to roll the cue ball into the rack, but unfortunately he went like 2 inches past it to where he was completely shut out and had to play safety. So, as Michael said, this isn't a strategy that gets used very often. And if it's not done properly, it can lead to bad things.
And in the meantime, he's got a 50-ball consecutive run going. So, you know, there's no substitute for accuracy of shooting. I mean, there's just no substitute for it.
Absolutely.
So you can overcome a lot with, you know, you can overcome a lot of thinking with good shooting. So he's left himself. It's an interesting set of plays here, I guess. He's pretty. Mieszko is straight, pretty straight on the 6th ball, which cuts his options down, because somehow or another he has to open that cluster again. He really would prefer not to do it on the ball that's close to the side of the cluster now. That's the 11 ball. He'd prefer not to do it with the 11 ball because that's a pretty good break shot, and it's the only one he has at the moment. So I'll be interested to see how he plays this rack.
Just gonna try to race right out of there.
Yeah.
And,
So he's come over for the 13 ball, and I don't see where he's going to have any option but to shoot the 11 ball next. I just can't see what's possible other than that. So he's going to shoot the 11 ball at this point, and he's going to try and break the cluster up. I mean, he's going to try and open the balls in the center of the table. This is his best opportunity to do that.
just load that up with draw, and
That's a good shot. He's
yeah.
got the 3 ball, but he's going to have to go back into him again, and he's going to have a way to do that, which at the moment I don't see. I mean, the balls, the 12 ball and the 7 ball go in the left, facing the screen, the left-hand corner pocket, but he has to get over there to shoot them. He has to get over to the right-hand side of the table to be able to pocket them. And that's not going to be easy from here, so we'll see how he handles this. And so if you wonder what he's thinking about, it's exactly that. So he's
just couldn't get the energy off the long rail there.
So the moral of this story is that choice of shots means a lot in straight pull. Now he may have a dead ball here. He may have lucked into a dead ball. It's possible the 4 ball, he's going to play it.
Yeah.
It's close enough that he'd have to play it. Now these balls are not frozen, so he's shooting. I believe he's shooting the 4, isn't he? Or is he just playing safe?
Oh, he got cut off at the pass by, was it the 8 ball?
Yeah, I think it was headed straight for the rail anyway. But the moral of the story is in studying straight pool is you have to study the patterns, and as you play more and more straight pool, or even if you play 8 ball, there's a lot of pattern play in 8 ball too. You can develop sort of a sense of the best way to play patterns so that you can open the stack without running into difficulty and having to make difficult shots one after another. And that's exactly what happened to Mieszko's run.
Yeah.
He just really got out of bad situations 3 or 4 times, and just that one time he got stuck and didn't have a shot. But he did have, I believe he had a 60-ball run, pretty close to it, 55-ball run in that sequence of shooting. So obviously he's a great shooter, just a great shooter. So now we have Eklent with his return to the table. He's going to be under pressure because Mieszko only needs 25 and
42 balls, and he's out.
42 balls, and
Yeah.
he just ran more than that. So
Which is 3 racks. And now Eklent is one of the top European players. He's been on the Mosconi Cup several times, and he's only 24 years old. He's been around for, I guess he broke on the scene when he was like 17 or 18, Michael? And,
yes, yes. He was a world-class talent when he first stepped out, maybe right out of the crib. But he's a great player.
And if you're not able to tell on the stream here, he is a monster of a man.
Yeah,
he's a big guy, big husky individual with a fabulous touch.
So. And he has a really good temperament. I've seen Eklent play, any number of times now, and he's a collected individual. I mean, he really can handle the pressure, and so I think he'll. And he, when he won the straight pool tournament, I think that was the first time that he had played straight pool. That was the New York tournament at Caramel Cafe. But I guess that was the year before COVID hit.
Right.
And so he's had an opportunity to play it for a little while now. So you'll see in Eklent, you'll see more classical patterns and in the way that he works his way through racks, and we'll try to point that out to you as he continues his run.
When he first came up, he was a very deliberate player, almost to the point of what you could classify as slow, but he's adjusted his game now, and his tempo is just fine. An interesting tidbit about him is the tattoo you might see under his right ear is the word perfection. So he's got some goals.
Yeah,
and,
he's perfection. Oh, look at this.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so I guess we.
The commentator jinx works even down to this level, obviously.
Yes, the commentator jinx. That was entirely Chuck's fault.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
I had to bring up that tattoo, and,
Right.
and he promptly
Right.
just dogs it.
If Chuck
Break
had
shot.
just been quiet about that, then Eklent would still be shooting.
He'd probably run 125. And,
Right. So, I mean, given this rack is pretty well opened, I don't think Mieszko is going to have much trouble going through here. We'll see how he chooses to pick off the balls. I think that in classical play, the first thing a player coming to that table might have done in straight pool was to get the 1 ball and 5 ball out of the way of the pocket, because
Clean that pocket
you
up,
can't
yes.
you can't shoot any balls in that pocket until they're gone. So he can pocket the 11 ball
Right.
by the opposite corner, but he actually can't shoot any of those balls in the other corner except the 5 ball. So
Right.
he's going to have to go back over there and shoot the 5 ball. He could have saved himself a trip, by opening that pocket up by getting the 1 and the 5 out of there earlier. So we'll see. Now, as great a player as he is, he can shoot himself out of a lot of issues. But as we saw in the last rack, sometimes that catches up with you.
Yes, and while they're laying a little funny, there's nothing that's going to keep a man of his skill from taking care of him.
No, except he's pinned in by the 5 ball,
Right.
which he's now going to shoot.
Okay.
Right? So
There he goes.
He
All
really
right.
has to
Now-
get these 2 balls out of here, out of the way.
It's one of the number one rules of straight pool is
Get open pockets.
clear your pockets as soon as possible, and
Yeah, because then you
Don't-
can just pick them off. That's what's going to happen now. He's going to shoot the 9. Is that the 13 ball? and then he's pretty open. So he can, yeah, he's not going to miss anything here, I don't think. So he does need to have a break ball, and I'm not sure that is that the 15 ball.
Yeah.
So he just moved the 15 ball down. It's in a position now where that's got to be his break ball at this point. I don't think he has another option. So let's see how he does this. So a good rule of thumb in most pool games is to clear out the balls in the area that you're in, so you don't have to move the cue ball up and down or back and forth. So these are, even though he's close to the pocket here, he still only has half a pocket. When you have an angle like this, it's just half a pocket. So the minute he missed it, was not an easy, not an easy shot.
You can see the frustration on his face, but because that one may leave a mark.
So here we are with Eklent, another chance. We're going to stick to. He's having a conversation with the referee, I guess.
Waiting for the player next to him to clear the way.
Yeah. So there are matches going on the various tables beside the television table, the table that we're streaming, obviously. And as Chuck mentioned, Eklent is a big individual, and you know when you're playing, he has to make sure nobody's around him on another table, so he doesn't bump into him when he's about to shoot. So I mean, if we think of the top 5 Fargo scores in our tournament, if I'm not mistaken, the oldest of those is about 31 years old, which is Francisco, I believe.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Josh was in the maybe mid-20s. Eklent is in the mid-20s, maybe.
Right. The only exception is Albin. He's kind of becoming the old man on the European tour, and I say that with no disrespect whatsoever, because
he's ranked number 1 or 2 in the world right now.
Yes, and he is a sprite 32 years old.
There you go.
So
It's always good to see you, Darren.
that
yeah, that's what you told me last year.
So we see here a classic pattern. Eklent would rather have been an inch or 2 more off the rail, because it would have made this 4-ball a much easier shot to get position on the 15 ball for the break shot. So he's going to have to, what's expressed as jack up and come down on the cue ball in order to force it to where he wants it to go. And the reason it's difficult is he doesn't want to hit the 15 ball after he pockets the 4, because it'll ruin his opportunity to go further. And he's on an angle to do that. So he's going to do what he can to avoid that. And we'll have to see how he plays it. So do
you think he tried to get it in the rack there?
I don't think so. I think he's kind of put himself in a position where he's going to have to play safe.
Yeah.
The issue there, in our judgment, is that he couldn't make the 4-ball without hitting the 15. And if he hits the 15, he doesn't have a break shot.
Correct.
So he would rather just pocket the 4, and then he'll probably pocket this and then play safe, because there's no break shot here. No break shot I see anyway.
It's another example of two of the biggest things that pros like to avoid is shots that are straight in, because they're limited to what they can do with the cue ball, and get stuck on the rail where you can only shoot at the top quarter of the ball, which takes away a lot of your cue control.
He's stroking to have a break shot here. He's going to really hit this hard and draw the cue ball back and try to hit the back of the stack and have a break shot. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. Yeah, that was a very, very difficult. I could see by the way he was stroking he was going to do that. And that was really difficult to execute. The issue is, did he get rewarded? And it appears the answer to that is no, he did not. He's going to have to. He's looking at actually banking this ball, which would mean hitting it to the long rail, the back rail, and bringing it back up to the pocket in front of me. I don't think it's pocketable.
Can he get it up in the upper right-hand corner,
I
perhaps,
think
Michael?
that's what he's looking at,
Yeah.
but I don't think I think he's cut off from that. I think he has to bank. If he's going to shoot it, he has to bank it. And he's thinking that Mieszko is close enough in striking range that he's probably not going to get another shot. So he's going to gamble if he has a shot, which is why he took that extraordinarily difficult break shot and drew it really pretty to watch, actually. You know, can you replay that break shot?
No, it's too late now.
Oh, is it? So I think he's going to bank this. So he'll hit it on the top rail and play it back in the corner up here. And no go. So if it was a longer game in terms of points, or if he was in the lead at that point, I don't think he would have shot that shot. That was strictly he's made two very offensive shots there because he's behind, and he has an opponent that can make 25 and 9, 30, 34 balls pretty easily. So Mieszko will shoot this in the corner pocket and drive the cue ball into the rack, try to open it up. And he slid off the rack, so he only has one shot available. I guess now he actually has the 7 balls available, the 14 ball is available. He's going to shoot 7 because that'll give him the most options if he makes it. There's a big reward if he makes the 7 ball. And so now he has the table pretty open.
Going back to that Eklent shot, he never even considered playing safe there, did he, Michael?
No, he didn't. No. And I actually, at first when I looked at it, didn't think he had enough angle to get that kind of draw on it. And I think that's what he was striving to do. But obviously he's talented. And,
Well, I'm talking about what he shot after the break. Because it looked like he could have rolled that cue ball right behind the whole stack and gotten into a safety war with Mieszko.
He wants to get this over.
That was
he wants to shoot, and I think if people watch enough straight pull, there's maybe 2-3 times, depending how long the match is, that they're just critical shots that come up. And they're difficult shots. They're really extremely difficult. And the difference between winning and losing matches is how often they make those critical shots. So he had a hard shot, the bank. It was a hard shot, that length of the table bank. But it really wasn't. I mean, if he shoots that shot 10 times, he might make it 8 times.
Right.
So the percentages were, I'd be betting on him, not against him, if that was what it came down to.
There's There's some also outliers here as a result of this match, because in round robin play, if two players are tied with the same record, the first tiebreaker is head to head what took place. Now, if Mieszko goes on to win this match, that'll put both him and Eklent at 3-1, but Mieszko owns the tiebreaker. And if that happens to come down to who wins the group, he'll get a first round bye and automatically be moved up into a higher pay grade for his next match.
So it comes to head-to-head play, and then it comes to ball count.
Ball count, correct.
So if Mieszko in his loss had more than 35 points, assuming that he wins this match from here, then he would get in on that basis. So all these factors come into play in round robin play. But I did want to make a point as I've been commentating. I have thought about it earlier, and I'll make it again because we missed the lag on this particular game. But straight pool is the only game I can think of where the break is defensive. It's not offensive. Every other game in pool, the break is offensive. You're trying to break a ball in because you don't have to call it, and then you can continue shooting. So 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, players work on that break all the time so they can have the advantage of shooting, never letting their opponent at the table. In straight pool, the break is defensive, and when straight pool was the only tournament game, players had mastered that break because it still counts as a shot.
Correct. And Mieszko is in the process of punishing Eklent here because he might have been one of the cleanest racks that he's played the whole game here.
Yeah,
But,
that was a good rack for him. So he's at 104, needs 21 balls, which is about a rack and a half. Well, slightly more than a rack and a third, I guess. But in any event, less than 2.
Right.
And that shouldn't be depending on how he hits this, got a pretty good break shot here. So he's opened the balls. Well, not really.
He may have to go up table there.
He doesn't have can't see if he can shoot the combination. That's a tough combination. The 7 and 3 are close together, which is a combination shot. Now, if the 7 is slightly higher, doesn't have to be closer to the 3. The cut of it would be straight into the other ball. If he can hit it, he's got to actually cut the 7 a little bit backwards into the 3, and that puts spin on it. So he's not even shooting it. He's shooting the ball all the way up table, which is, what is that, the 8-ball or 6-ball? Shooting the 6-ball. Good shot.
Yeah.
Cleanly hit. So now he's good. He's got for him, this is not a difficult shot. He's going to shoot the 12-ball. And he'll probably try and hit it easy, and that will give him an option to shoot either the 3 or the 7. He wants to, I think he wants to shoot the 7 next and go into the stack, but I'm not certain of that. So he's going to shoot 3 next.
Do the 3 and possibly set himself up on the 10 to take care of the stack.
And the reason the 10 is a better option now than the 7-ball for the break shot is because the 7 is there. So if he follows into the rack, he'll have a shot on the 7 if he doesn't have a shot on anything else. Now here he has a shot on the 7, or it looks like he could shoot the 5. I do believe he can make the 5 from there, which unquestionably is the right shot from here. It's absolutely the right shot. I'm not sure of that, but if he rolled a little bit forward, he would have been able to shoot the 12 in the side, and then no ball would have been touching any other ball.
That's
and
correct.
it would all been open,
Yep.
but he didn't. So he now has to go back and somehow shoot the 12 somewhere. So So the complexities of straight pool require some study.
It does make you think.
Yeah, it
and
does. So he's going to have to shoot the 14 and then open up the 12. Now, fortunately, he has. It's pretty clear from here. He's going to leave the 8 ball on the long rail there. He's going to shoot the 14, 12, 1, and use the 8 for a key, I guess, unless he's going to shoot. Well, he's going to shoot the 8, 1, 14 then. So shoot the 8, 1, 14. There's no other option from here, I think. So it's 8, 1, 14. See any option.
I think if they ever did a study of straight pool players' minds, they'd come to realize that these people don't like to be told what to do. And that unlike 9 and 10 ball, where the game dictates what your next move is.
Well, it's a one-angle game. I mean, the rotation games are one angle.
Correct.
You need the angle on the next shot to go to the shot after it.
No,
And he likes to leave the
he's-
cue
he's-
ball in the rack.
he's-
he just likes to leave it there.
He's got the hots for that little triangle section
Well,
on the table. Yeah.
I'll tell you why I think he does that. Because when he gets to place the cue ball anywhere behind the line, he can create the angle exactly that he wants to hit the rack.
Correct.
If he takes a chance on playing position for that angle, he may not get that angle. And he's so excellent a shooter that the longer distance really isn't a bother for him.
Not a problem.
So he'd rather have the right angle at a distance than be closer but have the wrong angle.
Okay.
And that's I think that's pretty much his strategy. So he's pretty close. He only needs 6
he
balls.
needs 6. He'll have to go into the stack, and this might be the perfect time to do it right here.
Yeah, he really doesn't have to go into the stack. I mean, I don't know. He had the 4 ball, which was loose before he did that, and could have shot the 8-15, 4-5, and whatever. Anyway, so he does need only 5 balls now, right?
Right.
So he's not going to go into the stack.
No, he's
He'll play 5 balls out.
needs 4.
He needs 4.
Yeah.
So now he needs 3.
Yeah, he's got 3, 6, 9,
So
11.
He's
got 4. He needs 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's 12, 1, 10. I mean, he can shoot the 13 here, but I don't know why he would do that. 12, 1, 10 is pretty much 3 stick shots almost.
Yeah.
So he'll use 12, 1, 10 to close the match out.
This is a good win for Mieszko and puts him in good stead for with 2 matches remaining in his round robin.
So, he's waiting for the person on the other table, obviously, to finish.
Right.
Yeah. He's not so nervous he can't shoot here.
count,
He just
is he?
is waiting
Yeah.
for the person on the other table to finish, and then he'll roll this in. Under the rules that we play in the tournament, his opponent can't concede an easy shot like that to him. So that was a very good, interesting match, I hope, for the fans, and we'll be back tomorrow morning.
All right, folks, want to thank both of these gentlemen here. Calling it like it is right here at Q Masters in Virginia Beach, folks. We're going to be here until the last ball drops. We got a lot of pool ahead of us, and then we're going to the International in Norfolk, about 15, 20 minutes down the road. Make sure to check out AccuStats.com for that pay-per-view. I'm sorry, 1 second, folks. Folks, we will be back tomorrow. The first match is at noon once again. I got here early. We thought we had to be up at 11 and streaming. In other words, up streaming at 11. But we didn't. We will be here for the first match at noon. We'll be early. We'll be on location. Please don't forget, it's the meet and greet tomorrow, right here on your screen. You get to meet the pros and hang out and have appetizers, plus the food here is delicious at Q Masters, courtesy of Gary and the whole crew here. Of course, Brady Berman also. Everybody here has been excellent. The staff has been exquisite. Notice the rings around each of these players actually is their flag colors, put together by a gentleman that's right behind me. Talking about behind me, if you've never been here and seen Al's shop, he does Q repairs here at Q Masters. He's got a condominium here full of equipment. He does all the work here. That's his phone number. You can call him. That's the back of his shirts. And his shirts are like Carhartt shirts. I mean, they got pockets all over. Nice. Real nice shirts, heavy material. Good for the winter time or the winter season. Make sure to check him out. It's 767-407-4041. Want to thank In the Box Clothing. Elvis Rodriguez is here and has every shirt that you could possibly think of right behind me. Even the new international that's taking place this week coming. In the Box Clothing line. Folks, I'm Upstate Al of AZB TV, and we want to say goodnight, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for your support, and have a great night. Folks, just let me remind you before I go, if you have a pay-per-view pass, there's plenty of matches still going on in the arena around this table. Zach and I put in 13 other cameras for all the tables that are in the tournament room. So if you have the pay-per-view pass for $24.95, you can now switch to any table you want. There's a lot of great matches going on. I called them off to you guys. In fact, I didn't take a picture of this round, but it's all top quality. In fact, Darren Appleton was just behind me, and we got to talking. He says he hasn't seen a tournament like this in a long time where it's all professionals playing straight pool. He says this is really taken off. So it's super big. Go out and take a gander around the other tables if you have the pass. If you don't, you can go to, let me see if I still have that link there. No, I don't have the link, but it's www.onsite, and it's spelled S-I-T-E. So it's www.onsitepool.com/UpstateAl. And purchase your pass, and you can go back and watch all the matches that have been taking place. We figured it out. It's going to be about 273 matches that you can watch throughout the tournament, and you get 30 days on demand. Which means, you know, if you're going to work or you fell asleep and you want to see the match that took place at 8 o'clock or 2:30 or 5 o'clock, you can go back and watch them, all being saved on digitalpool.com. But you guys can go back and watch those matches. So that's what you get for your pay-per-view pass. I think it's a fantastic deal at $24.95. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm tired. Have a great night, everybody.